Welcome to video 3, where we'll look at the initial configuration of your Yeastar S-Series phone system. Hi, I'm Darzuk with the Healy Technology Report, and today we're going to have a look at the initial configuration of your Yeastar S-Series phone system. Now, this is video 3 in the series, and we're going to have a look at different things like the basic configuration, the HTTPS settings, the password and account, network settings, updating the system prompt, and then the date and time. Now, if you prefer classroom training, Healy is also a certified and authorized training partner with Yeastar, and you'll find classes on our website at www.heliavoice.ca. So if you're in Canada and interested in classroom training, please have a look at that. We also have a coupon for you at the end of this video on our online store. That's www.buyphonesonline.ca, and we have got such a broad range of different phone and VoIP and other equipment on there, so check that out. Now, without further ado, let's jump in and see what this is all about. Okay, so this is the S50 phone system from Yeastar. Default username is admin, and password is password by default. Now, I'm going to point out a couple things here. First of all, we do it defaults to HTTPS, and we have a certificate error here. So if you get a warning that says that you're at risk or what have you, that's probably okay, because it's because the certificate is not valid, and you would have to add in the Yeastar certificate so your computer trusts it. But the connection is encrypted and protected. Now, the other thing that's really important here is this IP address. This is the default IP address for the Yeastar S-Series phone systems, 192.168.5.150, and we're going to want to change this. Now, your computer is probably not set up for the same IP range, and so if you try and type this in, it's not going to work. What we need to do is go into your network properties on your computer. This is on your Windows computer, and find your network adapter, and then go to Internet Protocol version 4. So I'm going to click on properties there. You can see this is my static IP address on my current range. Normally it would be there for most of you out there. So we want to definitely put in an address for my network here. I know this is going to be the numbers. It's going to be different for you. So make sure that you put the right information in here. Now, the trick here is under advanced. I've got one IP address here, but being I have a static address, I can also put in a second address, and so it's going to be in the range of the Yeastar device here. So I'm going to click add on here. Now I've got two IP addresses, and I can go OK. It's going to validate my settings, and then I am able to reach this. So admin, password, and so now I've got a data process agreement. Like all agreements, good idea to read through it so you know what you're signing, and then we're going to confirm that. Password is, of course, weak because it is password. We're going to want to put a strong password in here so your system is not hacked. It does need to have numbers as well as letters as well as uppercase characters. Email address is for the system to send out administrative alerts to you. So put in the email address there. And it's also for the forgot password functionality for your admin account. Now for this here, you're going to want to put an SMTP gateway in. Now I'm going to skip this, but there is another video on YouTube that goes over and covers these settings here. So I'm going to go finish password reset. Okay, so now I can go in, make sure I figure out what my password is. There we go. Okay, so we're going to update that. It's going to prompt me because I haven't put that in yet. Now, things that we are covering here. We've talked about the basic, the HTTPS, the password, and the account. We're going to have a look at the interface here. So, with the Yeastar interface, it's actually very nice. It's like Windows. You can have multiple tiles open at the same time and close them. Most of the features are going to find in the settings area here, but you can also have a look within these 9 dots here, and there's some additional items that we'll cover in other videos. Now, we want to go into the system section here. So we're going to start with the network. Now, a host name, that's generally something that's self-descriptive that you want to put in there. No spaces allowed. The network mode here is single. Now, generally, we recommend that you leave it as single. The other options here are dual or bridge. Dual means that both the LAN and the WAN interface are active. Now, one thing to make note here is we're all used to seeing LAN and WAN interfaces in devices, particularly routers. But in this case, it's not the same. Traffic will not route between the WAN and the LAN interfaces. So don't make the mistake to think it will, or this becomes really important if you want the phones to do firmware upgrades and you want to get the firmware upgrades off the internet. Your phones will not be able to access the internet if you have this as dual mode and a separate WAN. Really, this is meant for SIP trunks and other connections that you do not want to connect over your usual network router. So single is what I certainly recommend. I'm going to give this an address on my network. It's a really good idea to have this as static and not DHCP. In fact, I would say it's essential. So I'm going to give that one IP address of 5. Of course, this needs to change as well. Now, this is all based on your network settings. So you definitely want to, if you're not familiar with these settings, talk to a network administrator, talk to an IT support guy, because they will be able to give you the appropriate settings for this. Okay, so that's our IP address. And the next thing we want to do here is look at our date and time. So I'm going to save these settings. I'm going to look at our date and time here. This is really important again for the logs within the system. So if you're looking at logs and this is not set up properly, the time in the logs will all be off. So pool is good. I usually use CA dot, which is the Canadian NTP server, and then we'll apply that to make sure that the time is updated. It's going to ask me to reboot. I'm not going to reboot yet because we're going to have a look at the system prompts as well. So let us, in fact, you know what? We are going to reboot, and then I'm going to come back and talk to you about system prompts. Okay, so we're back. I've rebooted, and that was actually really important. You can see the new IP addresses here, but to look at the system prompts, we need to be able to access the internet, and so we need to have a proper IP address on this gateway. So what we want to look at here is voice prompts, and we're going to look at system prompts. Now, there is English that's installed by default. Now, you can actually go in here and it's going to bring up a list of all different types. So English with an Australian accent, English with a British accent, quite a wide range of different prompts that you can have for the Yeastar S-Series phone system. So we simply go in here, choose the prompt and download. and it will download that and make it available for us to select. Now, in addition to that, you can create your own system prompts with your own, could be different messages if you don't, if you think there's a better way to communicate some of the voicemail greetings or what have you, or if your language isn't currently in here. So you can create a file that's beyond the scope of this particular video, but it is possible. All right. So that was video 3, where we had a look at how to do the basic configuration of your Yeastar S-Series phone system. In video 4, we're going to have a look at 3 ways to configure extensions on your Yeastar S-Series phone system. If you are looking for that video, please head over to youtube.com/HeliaCanada and search for video 4. Now, if you're interested in classroom training, we also do that here in Canada, and you can find more information on our website at www.heliavoice.ca. In addition, we've got a coupon for you at the end of the video for 10% off product on our online store. And now that can be found at www.buyphonesonline.ca. I'm Darzook with the Helia Technology Report. Thanks for watching.